Imagine working late nights, delivering results your clients rave about, and still being called lazy. Imagine being told you're a disgrace to the company when you're actually the glue holding everything together. That was my reality until I turned the tables on my new boss. She thought she could put me in my place. What she didn't realize was that my place would be at a better job, and hers would be in the unemployment line. If you've ever dreamed of the sweet taste of karma coming back around, hit that subscribe button and like this video. Drop a comment if you've ever had a boss who pushed you too far. This story isn't just about revenge. It's about survival, justice, and knowing your worth. Let's dive in. When my old boss left the company, it felt like losing the captain of a ship. She wasn't just a manager. She was a mentor, a leader who made work feel like a team effort instead of a grind. Clients loved us, deadlines were tough but manageable, and the whole team actually cared about one another. But once she left, upper management had to fill the gap quickly, and that's when Dina entered the picture. Now, Dina wasn't from our department. She didn't know what we did, how we did it, or why it mattered. And worse, she didn't care to learn. She was just assigned to us, like some kind of placeholder boss until they found a real replacement. Fine, whatever, I thought. She can sit in her office and I'll keep doing my job. As long as my paycheck cleared, I didn't care who signed off on it, but Dina, she had a different agenda. She wasn't content to just manage us. No, she needed to establish dominance. And the way she chose to do that? By turning every little thing into a sign of disrespect. Show up to a meeting on time? Nope, not good enough. Dina decided that being 15 minutes early was the new on time. Anything else was, in her words, a blatant sign of disregard for her authority. Step away for a bathroom break during a long work session? Disrespectful. Use the PTO days the company literally offered as part of our benefits package? Disrespectful. According to Dina, everything we did or didn't do was some kind of personal attack. At first, I brushed it off. I'd seen micromanagers before. I figured if I just kept my head down, focused on my clients, and avoided her as much as possible, things would blow over. But Dina wasn't the type to let things go. She was building a case against me. The real breaking point came at my yearly review. I walked in expecting the usual mix of praise and maybe some constructive feedback. Instead, I got blindsided. Dina sat across from me with this smug little smile, and then she dropped the bomb. I was being put on a PIP, a performance improvement plan. For the first time in my career, I could barely process her words. Lazy? Disrespectful? She repeated those words over and over like she wanted to beat them into my brain. Never mind the fact that I was logging 12-hour days. Never mind that clients were emailing upper management about how much they loved working with me. None of that mattered. Dina had decided I was her problem, and she was going to fix me or break me. In that moment, I felt this mix of anger and disbelief. My heart was pounding, my palms sweaty. I wanted to shout, to defend myself, but I bit my tongue. Because deep down I knew something she didn't. I wasn't powerless. Not even close. From that day forward, I started documenting everything. Every time Dina accused me of disrespect, I logged it. Every witness who saw her berating me, every time-stamped email, every contradiction between her claims and client feedback, it all went into a massive spreadsheet. At first, it was just self-protection. But as the evidence piled up, I realized it was more than that. It was a weapon. And while I was building my case, I was also building my exit. Quietly, carefully, I started looking for new work. Because here's the thing. Dina thought she could isolate me, make me feel small. But what she didn't realize was that I wasn't just another cog in the machine. I was the one holding the gears together. My role wasn't just about doing my own job. I was the unofficial support system for my entire team. Whenever a coworker struggled, I'd step in to streamline their tasks. If a client was about to blow up, I was the one smoothing things over. I was in a very real way the glue. And when glue disappears, everything else falls apart. So when I finally landed a new job, at a law firm no less, I knew it was time. Time to make my move. I drafted my resignation letter, and attached to it was the spreadsheet. Every accusation, every contradiction, every shred of proof that Dina wasn't a leader, but a liability. And just for good measure, I BCC'd the CEO. Now, this wasn't just any CEO. He and I had a good rapport. Over the years, he'd told me more than once that he valued me, that he'd do anything to keep me at the company. And when he read that resignation with that spreadsheet attached, I knew he'd believe me. Dina's days were numbered. But here's where it gets interesting. The CEO actually called me after reading it. He asked me point blank if he should fire Dina. I paused. Because as much as I wanted justice, I also knew Dina had kids. Young kids. And I'm not heartless. So I told him, not unless more people leave because of her. But if they do, then you'll know what needs to happen. My last day came and went. I walked out of that office with my head held high, ready for a new chapter. But what I didn't expect was that my team walked out too. All of them. Every single one put in their resignation, effective immediately. And every single one cited the same reason, Dina. Now remember, our team wasn't just any team. We were the revenue drivers. We provided the service that kept the company afloat. Without us, the whole business was staring bankruptcy in the face. So what did the CEO do? He kept his word. Dina was called in, stripped of her title, and fired. No severance. No grace period. Just gone. How do I know? Because Dina decided to blow up my phone afterward. Dozens of missed calls, angry voicemails, desperate texts. But by then, I was already at my new job, surrounded by people who respected me. And just for fun, I had a lawyer draft her a cease and desist. After that, radio silence. And me? I'm thriving. Dina-free, stress-free, and more respected than ever. The moment I found out Dina was fired, I won't lie, it was satisfying. Not because she lost her job, but because justice had finally been served. She tried to paint me as lazy and disrespectful. But in the end, her own disrespect, toward me, toward my team, was what ended her career. It was karma, swift and brutal, and the best part? I didn't have to lift a finger beyond the truth. My team chose to walk. The CEO chose to act. Dina dug her own grave. I just made sure the light was shining on it. If this story taught me anything, it's this. Toxic leaders can only survive when people stay silent. When you stand up, when you hold on to the truth, their power crumbles. Respect is earned, not demanded. And Dina learned that lesson the hard way. What's the most satisfying revenge you've ever witnessed or dreamed of pulling off? Share it in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more stories where justice isn't just served, it's served cold. Until next time, thanks for watching.